What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. How y'all doing today? Hope y'all having a good day. We doing all right over here. The fog of war is crazy. A lot of confusion, a lot of stuff going on that just doesn't make any sense, and a lot of times we don't find out what really happened until well after the fact, years down the road sometimes. I mean, look at what happened in Afghanistan. You know, we'd find out a whole lot of stuff way later. Find out we weren't doing some good things. We, you know, as the United States, we're supposed to be the beacon of freedom. And, you know, for the most part, living in the country we are, but from the perspective of somebody outside of the world, you know, outside of the United States, we might not look that way. We might look like the world police because we act like the world police. But the fog of war is simply crazy, and we have a lot of that going on right now with the Israeli-Palestine Hamas situation we got going on. I'm sure you guys are familiar with the hospital explosion story that was kind of confusing at first. Everybody blamed the hospital explosion when it first happened. Everybody thought that Israel bombed a hospital. Well, then come to find out, the hospital was completely intact. It was actually in a parking lot, in the hospital parking lot, to be exact. And then we still don't know exactly what happened, but the consensus for the most part is that a couple of Hamas terrorists went to launch a rocket, and the rocket's propulsion failed, causing the explosive device in that rocket to explode in the air, slightly above ground, killing a lot of people in the process. There's a lot of evidence to point to that, and that's what I believe happened, because these people are making these rockets just makeshift. I mean, by God, they're using water pipes to make some of these rockets with. That's a confirmed report that kind of blew my mind. Like, you guys are complaining about water supply and all this, and then you're going to use those same very water pipes to make bombs to blow up the people that are supplying you with the water and electricity and all this. And that, don't look a gift horse in the mouth. I guess they don't know that term. I have no idea. But we still have a lot of fog of war going on over there, and I'm anti-war person. I don't like war whatsoever. I don't like the Middle East for all its wars. I don't like what's going on in Ukraine right now. I think we need to do more to try to stop the fighting. But instead, the United States government seems to think that somehow Ukraine can defeat Russia. That doesn't make any sense. They're going to run out of people long before that happens. I mean, Russia, historically speaking, has no problem with just throwing people at their war issues. Look at the death toll in World War II. That was insane. The Russians were decimated. Bad. And they still won. They still beat back the Germans. But I was reading this story, and I wanted to bring it to you guys. Let's get all our tinfoil hats and go ahead and put them on right quick, because this one, you're going to need it for this one. UK MSM report still doubts Israeli hospital tale. Quote, if Israel is making itself look this ridiculous, then it's no wonder the Western press are not lining up to help cover it up. This particular misdeed, argues Caitlin Johnston. Yeah, we're going to get into this, Miss Caitlin. Alrighty. A new report from the UK's Channel 4 News adds to the surprising amount of opposition we're seeing in the mainstream press to Israel's narrative about the deadly explosion at the Al Ali Arab Hospital in Gaza this past Tuesday. The report, led by Channel 4 chief correspondent Alex Thompson, spotlights glaring plot holes in Israel's claim that a failed rocket by Palestinian Islamic Jihad was responsible for the blast. And in the supposed audio clip Israel published, which it claims is an intercept conversation between two Hamas fighters. Let's run that back. it claims is an intercepted conversation between two Hamas terrorists. How about that? Saying Israel was not responsible. It also presents an argument that will be inconvenient for Israel apologists who've been claiming photos of the damage to the hospital rule out the possibility of an Israeli airstrike. Yeah, I would have to agree, nothing at this point can be ruled out, but doesn't make sense. Israel is known for precision for the most part. They're kind of like we are. Accidents do happen. This could be a screw up. We just don't know. We have the fog of war clouding everything up, so we can't really see. We don't know. We will probably never know exactly what happens, but the logic on this person is crazy. So what of Israel's explanation, says Thompson. Sensing a major problem, they worked through the night to get their version out. Press conference first thing. Conclusion, an Islamic Jihad rocket caused it all. They present what they say is two Hamas operatives talking about the attack, Thompson reports. Hamas called this an obvious fabrication. Two independent Arab journalists told us the same thing because of the language, accent, dialect, syntax, and tone. None of which, they say, is credible. Equally, Israel claims the Islamic Jihad failed missile was fired from here, a cemetery very close to the hospital. Thompson continues, but look again at the video of the event. The trajectory of the missile doesn't line up with that location. Too high, too horizontal. Confusingly, the Israelis' presentation also says the missile was fired from a location down in the southwest. It can't be both. Once again, fog of war. Thompson also reports that while the photos of the blast site do appear to rule out a ground detonation Israeli munition, they're entirely in keeping with other munitions used by Israel, which could easily have taken such a toll on human life. An airburst munition. The United States uses these. Russia uses these. Ukraine's been using these. These are terrible weapons that are really used to kill troops if you're trying to save the infrastructure, which, in all honesty, the way Israel is attacking Gaza right now, they do not appear to care whatsoever about structural damage. They are leveling buildings, just flattening everything. This is what you see at the hospital today. Small craters you'd expect to see from a mortar strike or artillery round, not a missile, says Thompson. Surrounding buildings have only superficial damage, not structural collapse. Some of the windows of an adjoining church remain intact. This makes a ground detonating Israeli missile strike unlikely, but it doesn't rule out an airburst munition which could cause major loss of life but would produce far less structural damage. Thompson also notes that Israel has form when it comes to war propaganda, citing its false denials of IDF killings of British filmmaker James Millerand, Palestinian-American journalist Shireen Abu Akleh. On Twitter, or whatever they're calling it these days, that's what this says, not me. Thompson remarks on the Israeli audio file were even more pointed. Several experts confirm Hamas view to Channel 4 News that the audio tape of Hamas operatives talking about the missile malfunction is a fake, tweeted Thompson. They say the tone, syntax, accent, and idiom are absurd. This is a still developing story with much to be revealed, but this to me might be the most damning evidence of Israel yet. Go ahead, if you don't have your tinfoil hat on, let's go ahead and put the tinfoil hat on right quick. Watch this logic. If Israel didn't bomb the hospital, then why is it publishing fake audio clips of people posing as Hamas fighters agreeing with each other that Israel definitely didn't bomb that hospital? I mean, if people were saying, I bombed the hospital and I knew I didn't, the last thing I'd do is publish an audio file of me pretending to be two guys talking about Caitlin definitely didn't bomb that hospital. Picture a recording of me doing two blokey sounding voices going, "Hello, my evil friend. Hello. Did you hear that Caitlin definitely did not bomb that hospital? She didn't. No, it turns out we, the evil bad guys, we didn't do it. Yes, it was us. That would look pretty silly, right? Oh God, the logic here is crazy. Now, hey, I have no idea why this was published. But why would Israel go to the trouble of making a fake audio clip and then making it sound that fake? Where it's an obvious fake. If you haven't listened to that audio clip, go listen to it. It sounds like two voice actors not even trying. It doesn't make any sense why Israel would go ahead and produce this for no apparent reason, because people aren't idiots. And people know that people aren't idiots. There's a lot of smart people out there. And we all know that Israel is under extreme scrutiny right now. We not only have anti-Israel people out there, but we have pro-Hamas, pro-terrorist people out there that are scrutinizing everything. Of course, we also have some people that could care less and are just on the side of war saying, yeah, war, take them all out. Yeah, that's all ridiculous if you ask me. All right, let's keep going. If Israel is making itself look this ridiculous, then it's no wonder the Western press are not lining up to help it cover up this particular misdeed. They've got to maintain at least some credibility if they're going to keep manufacturing consent for other wars, after all. Wow. Yeah, that's some logic you put together there. It makes sense, but it's still stupid. It doesn't make any sense why they would manufacture an obvious fake. Why would they do that? Why would they make it sound fake? Of course, then you could also argue, why would Hamas make a fake to sound that fake? It could be just two people talking. It could be a genuine audio clip. We don't know. We have the fog of war surrounding it. Crazy, y'all. Speculation is one thing. We can speculate all day long. But if you're going to report on something, why not have some facts? I mean, why just throw a tinfoil hat on and go just speculating about shit? Caitlin Johnston's work is entirely reader-supported. So if you enjoyed this piece, consider sharing blah, 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 blah. No, I'm not subscribing to your stupid mailing list. I don't want to subscribe to your dumb crap. I don't subscribe to your conspiracy theory either, Miss Caitlin. But, you know, I don't know what's going on with this, man. These people are getting really caught up on this hospital strike. It's crazy. They're so quick to point out faults with Israel. But man, you know, you've got war and you got war crimes. And in my honest opinion, war itself is a crime and should be outlawed. I mean, you can't go around just murdering people outright. Just, you know, you get pissed off, you know, you find your wife sleeping with some other dude, you can't just kill him, right? So what gives countries the right to kill people over whatever dispute that they may deem that they're fighting over? You know what I mean? Why do we suspend our natural laws because we're at war? I don't understand that one at all. Like I said, what gives us the right to just start killing people for no apparent reason? It's like this whole Russia thing. What gives Russia the right to just roll into Ukraine and just start bombing shit, killing people? And why are we not doing anything to try to stop it? I don't get it, y'all. I don't get it at all. I don't understand war. I don't think I ever will. I've gotten mad at people. I've gotten into fist fights before. But I've never, ever once in my life wanted to kill somebody over it. That's the main reason I never joined in the army. I'm not going to go kill somebody for somebody else for any reason, period. I would not be a very good soldier at all. I do not find it morally correct to fund war, to be pro-war, to say these people should be killing other people. I can understand defending yourself. That's one thing. But war is not simply defensive. What Israel is doing is not simply defensive. Their Iron Dome system is defensive. Like I said before in a previous video, I could agree with helping Israel replenish their Iron Dome systems. I have no problem with that because that stops people from getting killed. But I can't see supporting funding for offensive purposes. And let me ask you guys one thing. Let me know what you think about this down in the comments. What is up with this ground invasion they're supposed to do? They've been talking about Israel doing a ground invasion into Gaza for pretty much ever since, what was it, the October 7th attack? They've been threatening ground invasion but haven't done it yet. I wonder why they're holding off on that, and I wonder why they're threatening it to the extent that they are. Let me know what you think about that down in the comments, because I'm sure curious to know why they're holding off on that, if there's some reason, if it's the United States telling them, hey, look, we don't want to spread war even further, which, if that's what we're doing, good on us for doing that. If that's what's going on, good on us. I'm glad we're doing that. But let me know what you guys think about this down in the comments, because I don't know what in the hell's going on here. There's too much fog of war surrounding situations like this for us to really speculate anything. It doesn't make sense that Israel would, like I've said before in previous videos, just be decimating Gaza with airstrike after airstrike. And, letting these people know in advance, hey, we're about to bomb you in 2 hours. We're going to completely level this area. And then level that area. What would make sense for them to bomb something and then just deny that they did it? Say, no, it wasn't us. And then go to the extent of making a fake audio recording to prove it somehow? I don't know. It does make more sense that these people went to fire a rocket and it failed and blew up on them. That makes more sense than Israel going to the extent that they did to cover this thing up. I'm not excluding the possibility that happened. I'm just saying one makes a lot more sense than the other. But there's lots of fog of war. But like I said, you guys, let me know what you think. Type it down in the comments right after you hit that like button, and subscribe if you're not already subscribed. And that's all I got, y'all. Thanks for watching, and have a good one. Peace.